Besides creating trailers in The Sims 4, another type of venue that I like to create are restaurants. So I went on my gallery and noticed a lot of the restaurants that I have created are like bistros or steakhouses, something that you would go to on a special occasion, not on a regular freaking Wednesday. So I pulled out my handy dandy list of things that I've been wanting to build, and surprise, surprise, I really wanted to create a franchisable burger joint of all things. So here we are at the Burger Bar in Oasis Springs. Now, I originally was going for a more retro theme just to be unique and quirky, and a lot of that inspiration was heavily derived from that beautiful sign there. There's actually 3 swatches in total, but unfortunately, kind of like mid-build, I realized I was not having that color palette at all whatsoever. It just didn't fit the whole like joint stereotypical burger bar that I had in mind. So we do end up changing that. However, the overall exterior does remain the same. So we're lining the windows, we're adding in these beautiful fluorescent tube lights from Strangerville. Let me tell you, you guys will see it a little bit later, they are absolutely stunning. Out of all the options that I have in game, I feel like these ones admit the perfect amount of light. Now, typically you can't have a burger bar without some sort of weird looking awning, so I threw that up there. I don't know why, for whatever reason, I thought throwing in these little planters looked cute, but at the moment it did. Don't worry, we do get rid of those. I'm lining the perimeter of the lot with this glamour. I think it's called like glamour turf. I'm not really sure. It's an interesting tile, but it kind of fits. I also found these pillars in debug mode that actually have their own source of light. So we have a black option, but for whatever reason, the white option is in debug. It's very bizarre. But the light isn't strong enough, so I added in some little stem lights from the outdoor category just to kind of beef things up a little bit. I also threw in this cute little fire hydrant and kept the landscaping at a bare minimum. Again, it is a commercial lot, and one of the things that I am super hung up on is making sure that my builds fit the rest of the world. I don't know why, but I just, whenever I download something from the gallery, if it stands out too much and ruins the aesthetic of the world map view, like I kind of have a little tiny tizzy. So even though this beautiful color palette that we have going on is very, you know, pleasing to the eyeballs, much less than what you're about to see, it just didn't blend in with the world of Oasis Springs. So we're going to be diving into the interior here after I kind of finish up the landscaping. I also throw in those dumpsters from Strangerville, which I think are perfect for commercial lots. While we're wrapping up those little, you know, odds and ends, I did kind of want to talk to you guys about my uploading schedule. So my goal for a while has to have been, or was to, I'm sorry, I'm like still have COVID brain, okay? Was to upload daily, but I've been kind of thinking that every other day would definitely be a lot more beneficial to my creative process, because I am definitely somebody, given the option, who would rather choose, you know, like quality over quantity for sure. So uploading every other day allows me to really immerse myself into the creative process when it comes to developing my series and, you know, planning videos or doing builds and things of that nature. So in case you guys were wondering, from here on out, my schedule is every other day. And we're gonna go for it. I hope it works out. But anyways, we're in the interior now, and things are definitely a little closey. Yes, ma'am, you're gonna be running but your lettuce, tomatoes, and buns all over your neighbor. But when it comes to restaurants, y'all, less is definitely more. I play tested this build, and let me tell you, it was a completely hassle-free experience. I absolutely love the layout and just how everything works together when it comes to this restaurant. It was like a perfect experience. I couldn't wish for anything more. So in a moment's notice, you will see me kind of switching out the color theme, and it all starts with that table. So something else I kind of noticed once you'll see me transition into the new color, I guess, palette or whatever, is that it really resembles the Foxberry colors for some reason. This would be a perfect hangout for your college students. I wish that we were able to actually apply the university hangout trait to lots that weren't in the university world, but unfortunately you can't do that. But you could easily migrate this over if you wanted it to. Speaking of which, I feel like this would be a perfect lot for my save. Even though we're nowhere near building in Oasis Springs yet, I still think that this might make it to that. I'm not 100% sure. Speaking of hangouts and Sims who are huge fans of the burger bar, a very particular Maurice Foreman loves coming here. He's a huge fan of the Chimmy Burger, which is actually a Dominican burger of all things. He absolutely loves it, but the food and the fries and the root beer floats aren't the only thing that he comes here for. No. You'll have to see in the series. There's another reason why he absolutely loves coming to the burger bar, and that was another reason why I was so hung up on getting this build right, is because it is kind of like a primary location or a place of importance in the Rags to Riches series. So I needed to get this done and I love it. I think it was well worth the wait. Even though right now things are a little barren on the walls and stuff, you will see me here in just a moment pull out a bunch of stuff from the catalog and just really fill up those walls, giving it that burger bar slash kind of diner vibe that I was going for. There's also just enough space for a bar, which I felt was almost like a necessity because it literally is the burger bar. I don't know. Also, Sims are able to sit up at that bench there too, which is cool. So even though it doesn't look like there's a lot of seating, there's a ton of places for your Sims to sit and relax. So as you guys can see, that is what it looks like at night with the tube or the fluorescent lights on deck. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I hated the backing of the booths, you guys. Like, it was literally driving me freaking crazy. So I had to come up with a solution. My solution was to add shelves. Originally, I wasn't going to put anything on those shelves, but then I was like, okay, now I'm faced with the fact that I have a bunch of white barren shelves. What do I do? So where the booths are, I'll actually add in a bunch of trophies and like knickknacks, odds and ends. Definitely adding a little bit of clutter and substance, making it visually appealing for you, but also not kind of, you know, driving you over the edge, which is, you know, my goal here. Things were looking a little yellow, so I also kind of break up some of that space with more red wallpaper. And again, it kind of all just ties together. I really love how this build turned out. I even went the extra mile to throw in a custom menu. So of course it is the burger bar. You'll have like 3 different burger options, but also there's a lot of salads. And then for dessert, we have a nice little array of gelato, ice creams, and sorbets for your Sims to enjoy. Not to mention, if you're looking for adult beverages, there is a bar, so that is always an option. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just throw down these last few final touches. I'm not sure how I feel about those columns, to be 100% honest with you guys, at least on the interior, but for the exterior, they were a complete and utter necessity. I also zhushed up the dining area on the outside by adding in a little makeshift like flower planter thing, I guess. I don't know. I just felt like the build needed a little more green, just a little bit. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me here today and putting up with my shenanigans. I hope y'all enjoyed the build, and if you did and you want to pick it up, it will be available on the gallery at Jen2606. And with that said, you guys, don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine, and I will see you all next time. Also, side note, I did customize the uniforms as well.